Hello and welcome to the not morning after show. It's the 30 to lock show. Man, it's been a wild day so far. I mean, this day has flown by and look at that. Now we're on 30 to lock, Jared. How are you doing and how are you feeling about the process?
Yeah, I'm second cup of coffee in, and we have an MLB slate that's about to lock. Guess we're gonna have to get used to this because it's for what it's worth, we don't normally have this in ever. So it's this is one of a kind type of thing, but we might get more of these as the season goes on.
If this starts happening weekly, I am going to be very upset. You are not going to have a happy camper here in me. Um, I don't know. It is nice. Like we don't get the rest of the day off necessarily. I know both of us still have meetings to attend and stuff, but like it does open up the rest of the day a ton for us, and we get to sweat it out with the members a little bit, which is always fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we
It's a good. It's a nice slate. I think that have we're streamlined in many ways, but then we're very very different from where we think the industry is going to be today.
Yeah, for sure. I think that, industry could be on some interesting takes today, and I'm excited to see where they're at because like I said, I feel like we are pretty different today. So excited to see where the industry currently is, and I think we do have a very clear advantage over them. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. We'll be happy to answer them. And yeah, we are coming up on lock. We are what? We're 21 minutes away right now.
Yep. Do you feel like this whole time frame thing's gonna fuck people up?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm curious to see is there going to be some drastic overlay, which it doesn't look like there will be, but
No, they filled the main contests pretty easily.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't think it'll fuck too many people up. Maybe people are a little have researched less than they usually would. Um, but I don't know. I started researching last night, so like I know I have a little bit of a head up on the rest of the industry there, and I know you did as well. So
Yeah, not the guys that just hit optimize, that's right. But that doesn't mean they're gonna have tough time today, I think.
yeah, they are going to have a tough time today. I think they're going to make a few mistakes that are going to cost them a lot of money today. So excited to take advantage of that.
Absolutely. Do we think that people are gonna be on these Cubs bats?
Um, I don't think so. No, I think people probably are going to be on the Cubs today. People probably find their value elsewhere. Through potential cheap bats and through a potential cheap pitcher. But I don't think that people will be on the Cubs. At least not on Ian Happ. I think Happ is going to be a low owned piece overall.
Very nice. Yeah, I'm very curious to where they're gonna go today. Um, and with all the weather around some specific games, I don't know if people will like. Could you imagine if people play Cleveland, Cincinnati? I don't think they will, but that would be very interesting.
Yeah, I that that would be the definition of interesting. I don't think people are going to go there like you said, but if they do go there, it's a big mistake that I'm excited to take advantage of.
Uh, Kyle Hendricks is in play for SP1 or just SP2 on DK. I think he's in play on both sites. I do think that he makes for SP1 territory on FanDuel.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I think that he isn't that. I don't love him on FanDuel, but I do love him on DraftKings. But I think he's still in play on FanDuel if you really want to load up on your bats.
On DK, are you considering him a SP1 or SP2? Because I don't think there's any pitchers beneath him that I would even try to look at.
Do I consider him an SP1 or an SP2? I consider him the SP2 over on DraftKings.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody that you could have lower than him that I would feel good about.
Yeah.
Uh, Hap Suzuki locked in my build. Not sure on Suzuki. Might be a time to jump off, but he could get to the Pirates bullpen once they come in. I don't really
Yeah.
want to target righties against Thompson.
Yep, definitely. 219 Sports Cards, welcome. First time chat from a viewer. Happy to see you over here. He said, what's your take on Grinky today? My take on Grinky is that that game has already been postponed, so I wouldn't be playing Grinky today. Right? I'm not crazy.
Yeah,
That's the game that, yeah,
no, you're not
he's on the
crazy.
Royals.
St. Louis is postponed.
Yeah, so don't play Grinky today. You're right though; he was a little cheap for the spot. I see where you're going with it, um, but it's not a good spot.
All right. Let me just take a look at some notes here and refresh a few things. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I it's gonna be weird to see how many people play this Boston game in general.
Yeah, it is.
Whether that be from the Eovaldi side of things or from the actual Boston bats, because I do think that, to John's point, he asked if a 1-3-5 for Boston's a good stack. I think it is. I'm just worried about the weather in that game, personally, more so for the pitching part of things, and the fact that the wind's blowing in from right center onto the field at 15 miles an hour. That looks like there's a delay here. They should get the game through in total. But I don't know because once Detroit's, if it gets delayed, let's say early in the game, and there's not much being done, and then Erod gets taken out, there's, that changes things for Boston a little bit.
No, 219. Don't worry about it, man. We're here to answer your questions. You're not wasting our time whatsoever. Absolutely do not worry about it. But just on that Detroit front, I agree with Jared here. Like probably it's an okay stack, but at the end of the day, weather dictates a lot in baseball. And I just with the wind blowing in, even if it's not raining, like it's just a tough spot. And Boston hasn't exactly been hot, right? Like this Boston team has not been hitting the ball well anyway. So I'm not thrilled to go to Boston today.
Yep. I think that I would rank them like if there was no weather concerns, I think they'd be my top five, but they fall out for me with that weather and just the fact that I'm just not sure how far Erod could go. It could be a spot where he goes 3 or 4 innings and then gets pulled out because of a delay or something.
Do you think that's even the case if there's the wind? Like, are you still calling them a top five stack if that wind is like that?
There's just so much weather on this slate, right? So I
Yeah.
think that I can't put them in top five with the wind either. Uh, like I love the Guardians and Reds game, but I can't put them in the top five stacks either.
Well, I'm just saying that like take the rain out of it, right? The wind's blowing in right now at like 16 miles an hour. Like let's say there was no rain, but there was wind blowing in. Are you still considering that Red Sox stack?
A little bit.
Okay, fair enough. I was just
I
curious.
think they can beat up on Erod. He did
Yeah,
not look good to start the year.
no, he didn't. Trey Muncy Lux okay stack for DK. I like that stack for DK. I think any stack of Dodgers is solid for DraftKings today.
Yeah. Uh, we are prioritizing the righties a little bit more than the lefties, but yeah, I did take a look at Lux. He's very cheap.
I honestly, I yes, we are. Yes, you're right. We're prioritizing righties over lefties. I don't think it matters. In all honesty, I think both sides are going to be able to succeed. I don't think Paddock's going to be out there for that long. And once that bullpen comes out, anyone can do well.
Yeah, I would agree. They can put up 10 plus runs in this spot for sure.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of a team that can put up 10 runs, I think the Braves are right back in play again, uh, after last night. So I don't know. We saw Josiah Gray. He was the guy that we first targeted. How are we viewing that Mets spot from last week to what this spot is here against the Braves today?
Yeah, I think it's a good spot for this Braves team overall. I think that, it's not necessarily a load up spot. It's not what I thought it was 2 days ago, where I was like ready to load up on this Atlanta team. I think that my number one stack is still the Dodgers, but this Braves team comes in as a solid number two. Something to focus on a little bit is that when they're facing off against righties, the only players that are doing much in this lineup is the top half. Outside of that, they're kind of struggling in the bottom half. So I don't know, just something to consider if you're considering paying down towards the bottom of that lineup.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I can't. Dansby Swanson's going to be the end of me. I can't believe that I even considered rostering him like the first couple days of the season.
Yeah, that's rough. Dansby Swanson's gonna be Dansby Swanson.
He'll find his way back up at the 2 hole, 3 hole sometime this year.
He always does, right? Like every year, there's always this random spot where he's hitting like 400 for 2 weeks and has 4 home runs in 5 games or something stupid.
Yep. Favorite Brave player to add to his stack with Albies and Olson. My favorite guy, hands down, actually one of my favorite outfield plays on the slate is Eddie Rosario.
Yep, I think it's the only guy. I'm so unless you want to go with Austin Riley, who I do think is pretty solid, only righty on that team that does well against the slider, which is what Gray predominantly throws against righties. He threw it in his first start. He threw it 50% of the time against right-handed hitters, which is insane. That's a lot of sliders to throw, and he threw it more than his fastball. He threw it more than any other pitch. So. Riley's going to get a lot of sliders, and he's done really well against them. So I think that Riley could be another potential option to add to that stack. Favorite catcher for DK? It's not close for me. It's Austin Barnes or bust.
Yep. I mean, we were having this conversation of who even is next up in
Yeah,
consideration.
yeah,
I think that Vasquez could be another option, but again, same concerns with all the Boston guys, and he's at the lower end of the lineup.
yeah, definitely. All
12
right.
minutes. Wow.
Yeah, today has flown. Any other questions, y'all?
Yep, very nice. We're going to be fairly similar today because I think we're seeing things pretty the same way. I'm a little bit lower on Cubs than you are.
Yeah. I like where we're both at, though. I think we're both in a solid position, and you got some plays that I wanted, and I think we're going to be pretty solid. Bacon says he's taking down the home run challenge on FD. Yeah, I like that. I like that call. I think we got a lot of solid guys in the home run shot. I was about to make the parlay just to see what the odds were looking like.
Bacon, don't miss mine. Don't miss my sneaky one that's different from all the others.
Wait, I gotta go see now. I gotta go peek. Oh, okay. I see what you were doing there.
Yeah.
Very
Talk
nice.
about a 1% play against the chalk everywhere. Plus 9,900. Josh was one leg away from hitting a plus $2,000 or plus 2,000 parlay
I
yesterday.
was. I was. It was provided on the Don't Fade This podcast. So if you guys don't listen to that podcast, you definitely should. Yeah, we were really close. Paul Goldschmidt ended up screwing us over, but that's okay. JQ says it's 5 Dodgers too much for DK. No, no, I think 5 Dodgers is fine.
This is do you so do, I think that Dodgers will have ownership today. So let's actually just start there first. But since they haven't been on a main slate besides yesterday and when nobody was really going there because they were scared of the rain, I still feel like this is one of the only times we're probably going to get them at low ownership this year.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. And you say we have Dodgers ownership, or there will be. I don't know. People definitely could go Houston right now. Like I think Houston's not out of the picture for the rest of the industry. Whereas I feel like you and I both backed off of that play a little bit. Um,
Okay, maybe
I
we maybe we maybe it's different for both sites because they can't play Houston on DraftKings. So
yeah, yes,
uh,
yeah. I'm talking about FanDuel.
maybe it's more of a situation where you roster a lot of Braves and Dodgers on DraftKings and you get a little bit lower ownership on FanDuel.
Yep, I would agree with that.
But on FanDuel though, are you leaning 3 or 4? Because I have 3 personally
I am leaning with. You said on FanDuel or DraftKings? Sorry.
on FanDuel. Dodgers exposure.
I'm leaning 3.
Whoops. I definitely posted on my lineup page that it's the 14th.
Nice, solid.
Getting a 1 day ahead apparently.
Hell yeah. Uh, Time to post for me too, I guess. About that time. All right, I'm posted everywhere. Been posted on DraftKings for a minute now, but just got posted over on FanDuel as well. I guarantee you. No, member. Well, actually, Rosario's in the outfield. Yeah, you probably will see at least one member slap in the wrong Rosario.
He's actually in a good spot if the game plays.
Yeah, that's a big if though.
Yeah, I know. John, we do not currently have any plans for late slate shows.
No, nothing.
We are providing NBA tonight, though.
Yes, we are.
Reds game officially delayed until 2 p.m.
Interesting.
for now.
For now. All right. Doesn't seem like there's any more questions, so we have 8 minutes to shoot the shit. Which game are you more excited for in NBA tonight, Jared?
None of them.
Oh, come on, man.
No, it's easily Hawks Hornets.
Okay, yeah, I can get behind that.
But you could see a scenario where, because the loser of tonight's matchup on either side gets eliminated, right?
Yes, that is correct.
I think this potentially could be Pop's last game.
Ooh, spicy.
Potentially.
I like that take.
There's a rumor floating around, and it has been for a while, that Becky Hammond left to go coach in the WNBA, right? Because they had a succession plan in place and she wasn't the person.
Interesting. Wonder who that person is.
But I think he wanted to get the record, and then he wanted to outlast Coach K. So why not just go out the same year?
Yeah, I like it. Uh, Bacon wants to know who you're talking about for your one percenter.
My outfielder.
Is your second baseman a one percenter?
I forgot who that even is now.
Is or if we're talking about FanDuel, he's definitely not going to be 1%. He'll be low owned. He won't be 1% though.
Oh man. All right. Well, we've done 4 back-to-back shows since
It's been
8
a
p.m.
long
or
day.
8 a.m.
It's been a long day. Jay Cruz has biggest pitcher and hitter trap. Biggest pitcher trap. Man, do I want to say Eovaldi?
It,
I think I think I will.
well, I don't know if it's he's in a decent spot now with Baez
That's
out.
if the rain
Or
does. I
better.
mean, I mean, fate at the end of the day is more so. It's based on every single factor, and really, the matchup isn't awful either way. It's more so just the. It's more so just the rain. Like I think the rain is what's going to end up fucking him. But I don't know. I'd say Evaldi for my pitcher trap, and for my hitter trap, I'll lean with. This one's a little bit tougher. Give me Jordan.
I like it. I think that Framber Valdez is the trap at pitcher today,
I like
or
that.
a trap.
How owned do you think he'll be?
15, 20.
That's enough for me, man. He's 15 to 20. I am jumping for, well, not jumping for joy necessarily. That's a little bit over the top, but I'm pretty happy about that.
I think Nolo will be sub 10. I think Max will be like 15 to 20. It's hard for me to imagine people fade Max.
Yeah.
Uh, Breed's probably around 10%. And then, yeah, I think Eovaldi's probably sitting in that 35-40 range.
Yeah. I think Webb's going to be the lowest owned guy in that 9K range. What's going on, Atlanta fan? Hope you're having a good day. But I think
You're
Webb's
ready
going to
for
come
your
in.
team to crush Washington.
Yes, sir. Are we not worried about the weather with Detroit? I'm personally worried about the weather with Detroit, but I don't have any players in that game, so I'm not fretting it too much.
I have one, and it's specifically for leverage off of Eovaldi Chuck.
Thank you for the kind words, little Italy. We greatly appreciate that. JQ says, I think Mania could be sneaky. Giants playing a lot of righties, but none with huge power. Yeah, I can get behind that too. I think both pitchers in that game will be pretty solid. I think it'll be pretty low scoring.
Yeah, I think Mania going to that team is a very underrated move.
I agree. I agree. 4 minutes, guys. Any last minute questions? Bacon tells us to enjoy our naps. We definitely will. And Econics, I'm gonna answer your DM right on the air because you sent it to me, and that's what you get. Uh, okay, yeah, solid. I like everything there.
Probably get your FanDuel build in, huh? That would be
Yeah,
nice.
that's not a bad idea. Made me scared there. I thought you were saying I need to post my FanDuel build. I was like, wait, what? Sneaky stack. I kind of like the Mets. Not against. I mean, I guess it's okay. It's not awful. I don't know. I'm not that high on the Mets. If you're looking sneaky, I don't know. Who would you say your sneaky stack is, Jared? I don't really need to be sneaky in cash games anymore.
Sneaky stack. I will say, I really wish that the game played, but the Guardians would have been super sneaky.
Yeah, I could get
They still
behind that.
could be. They still could be. I know that there's a real chance it could get postponed, but yeah, I do think either that or the Red Sox. They aren't in the best spots. Like they both have very bad weather issues, but their spots are fantastic.
Yep,
If you take
for
that
sure.
away,
Yep, without a doubt. All right, we have 2 minutes until slate locks, uh, and then we are out of here.
not much overlay. Yeah, it's kind of surprising actually.
Yeah, people decided to show up. Darvish can go F himself, Atlanta fan. I cannot agree more. Bozo. Absolute bozo. Has a storm down in Nashville? I'm like an hour away from you. It's just been raining hard here. I haven't even got anything yet this morning. I know all the bad stuff's supposed to hit tonight, but we'll see. Actually, I guess it is raining here. I don't know. I haven't looked. I haven't looked outside, and my lights have been on all day, so I can't really tell what the weather looks like outside. Yeah, but that big storm's supposed to hit around 7 Echo, so be as prepared as possible because it's a nasty one. But we have hit lock. We are locked and loaded, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if there's any ownership. I don't think I'm gonna have any ownership in the first game. No, I will. I'll have Olsen. Almost forgot. Matt Olson, 57% owned. Eddie Rosario, what's your ownership? Over under 20%.
Oh, under just the way you phrased it.
27%.
Oh, okay, never
I,
mind.
I
Look,
honestly didn't even look at it. We're gonna start playing that a little bit more. I think that's gonna be fun. But 27% ownership. Um,
okay,
that's pretty interesting ownership. I wonder what
I
Albies
like
came in
that.
at.
Albies, let's see, lower owned than Rosario, 20%. Swanson under 5%. Ozuna is massive mega chalk,
Wow.
so they went Ozuna over Rosario. That could be potentially a mistake.
Yeah. Big chalk, not chalk. That's a little bit aggressive, but 38% ownership on Max Freed as well. So
Whoa,
Atlanta
biggest
getting some.
favorite.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's not. I'm not gonna call it a bad play. I just think upside wise, there is better out there today. Um,
No, I'm just saying, like, They played him because he's the biggest favorite.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I agree, and I was just saying that like I understand it. It's not the worst play. I can't dog it, but I'm just saying that there's better upside out there, and I think you get that with our pitcher that we have on the main slate. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for the 30 to lock show for today. Thank y'all for hanging out. No more shows for today. The only thing left that we're gonna do providing wise is we have the NBA slate tonight, which we had a huge win last night for cash games. It was a great night for NBA, and we're looking to make it a great playoff. So let's keep getting some dubs. And Jared, do you have any final thoughts?
No, we're obviously hopefully back to a somewhat of a normal schedule. I guess we'll be able to see right
Ooh.
now. I'll tell you live, and we can get our mad or sad reactions.
Hopefully we're happy campers because I don't want to be.
They don't have anything out right now.
They might not have anything out till closer to this evening, so we'll have to see. What will y'all do with all the time? Attend all the meetings that we have to attend because I think we have like two or three that we both have today. So we're gonna keep plenty busy. Don't worry about it. Rosario 10% on DraftKings. That's really low on DraftKings. Here, let's go check DraftKings ownership real quick, and then we'll get out of here. Okay. Olson over under 30%.
Um, Under.
Over 41% in cash games today.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess
very.
Albies is probably the more important one to look at.
Yeah, I don't have any Albies shares, so I would have to. Oh wait, here we go. Albies over under 25%.
I'll say under just because he was pretty owned on, or pretty unowned on FanDuel.
Oh for 3, man. He's over. He's at 30%.
Okay.
You're gonna have to get a little bit better at this. Sean really putting you to work. Yeah, like always. All right, Jared. Any final thoughts before we get out of here, man?
Yeah, Max Fried's also Chucky on DraftKings too, 35 to 40%.
So where did
So,
people go? Did people go Hendricks and him? I guess
on
so.
DraftKings, I would assume Hendricks. We'll see what the Eovaldi stuff comes in about an hour. But
Yeah, maybe.
that's interesting.
Maybe Ivaldi doesn't get. Maybe that message that we saw before we get on the show kind of persuaded some people off of Ivaldi. We'll have to see what it looks like. But Jared, let's get out of here. Thank y'all for hanging out. We greatly appreciate it. I know it's a little bit different time than usual, but hopefully everything's back to normal tomorrow, and we'll have our normal slate time. Regardless, if you go to our Discord and go to the upper left hand corner and look at the events chat or tab or whatever you want to call it, you can click on that and then you can see what time we're running stuff. So it has the morning after stream for tomorrow and Friday, and it'll have all the main slate stuff up there and all the shows up there as usual. So you guys can check that out whenever you want to, and you can say you're interested. That so it gives you a little notification when those events are coming up. But yeah, let's get out of here, Jared. As always, my name is Joshua Reimer. Good night and good skill.